And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Lady Chief Soccer is on the air. For today's game, we're about ready to start. Lady Chiefs will be taking on the Phillies from Lee Academy over in Clarksdale, Mississippi. And we are going to be playing back-to-back games after yesterday's. The Lady Chiefs lost to Indianola Academy. And so one thing we're going to be looking to improve on today is, of course, putting the ball into the net after getting shut out yesterday 2-zip. Any kind of offensive improvement would be welcome, and this would be a good time to start here against Lee Academy. And looks like somewhat of a similar lineup as last time. Actually, we're now playing a 3-4-3 instead of the 4-3-3. Zoe Campbell is going to be in the middle, mid fullback. Mary Lauren Lane will be right outside fullback. And I believe that is Abby Lane on the left outside fullback. Lala Maldonado has a ball set. Referee looks around, says, "Are you guys ready?" He's counting. He gets up to 11, and he turns around. Goalkeepers are ready. And let's play soccer. Back to Meredith Nichols. Leaves it off. Whoops. Little collision there. Alex Kraft coming up quickly though. Sending it back in. Now Lee is going to send the ball out. That is in fact Abby Lane. Verified her number there at the left outside fullback position. So the 3-4-4, you expect to be able to put a little bit more offensive pressure on things. Particularly if you'll commit your outside fullback to the attack on occasion. And the ball is hovering around midfield right now. Lala Maldonado gets a little foot on it. Over to Caroline Murphy. They're a little too close together. Cortland Snow is going to boot it down there, dumping it into the corner. That's a great play because Maldonado will get there first. She sets it up back to Caroline Murphy in the middle of the field. Good scoring opportunity there, but it didn't come to fruition as now Lee burst out. Abby Lane steps up quickly and boots that ball back in, but it's not going to stay in. That will be a throw in there for the Phillies of Lee. All right, a fairly long throw in toward the middle of the field. Picking that up though. Coming up there is Meredith Nichols. Now stepping up, Mary Lauren Lane. Alex Kraft playing the center mid position, one of the center mids, along with Meredith Nichols. Abby Lane getting her foot on it, now trying to get it over here to Presley Red. Aggressive play there. Cortland Snow, who's one of our outside mids. Alex Kraft, a little miscommunication there. Might be able to be saved. Sending it over here to Addison Cooper. Now Lala Maldonado has a great scoring chance, and she buries it into the right corner, and the Lady Chiefs have taken the lead. Now that's a great way to jump on that by Lala Maldonado. Didn't hesitate. One touch, boom, into the top right shelf, and the Lady Chiefs have taken the lead. In case you haven't watched any soccer this year, there is a slight rule change as they're going to let the scoreboard basically keep the clock. and will not be stopped at 2 minutes, and also after goals it will be stopped, and whenever else the referee says it'll be stopped. Meredith Nichols aggressively going for that ball. She's got it. Deflected. Header by Meredith Nichols. She's still fighting for it. Not going to give it up. She's going to play it back to Cortland Snow. Sends it up here. Stopping that is Alex Kraft. Now Nichols. She has Addison Cooper on the left, but she's going to send it up. And Lee is going to kick it out of bounds for a throw-in, deep throw-in here for the Lady Chiefs. Abby Lane is going to come all the way up from fullback. For the throw-in, that gives you more offensive players in the zone. There's Presley Red. She's been one of the real highlights on the team so far this year. Playing very well. Again, coming up in the middle there. Caroline Murphy didn't quite get a lot on that one, but she's still chasing it. Back here to Nichols. And she's going to send it in. Goal! Lady Chiefs. And again, the key there was a decisive action when you get the shot. Not piddling around. Just go ahead and put your foot on it and bury it. Both of them went top shelf. Might be something Coach Blaylock advised them to do in the pregame today, but it has paid off. Lady Chiefs leading 2-0. Now Clarksdale lead, trying to maneuver it into the Lady Chiefs territory. Addison Cooper can't control it. It goes out of touch. Throw in for Lee. And let me go ahead and tell you, where some of the people are listening to our broadcast today. We have listeners in Pocatello, Idaho, Muleshoe, Texas, Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, Bryson City, North Carolina, Winterproof, Florida, and, of course, Breaux Bridge, Louisiana. Thank you for tuning in for Lady Chief Soccer. There's the punt by the league goalkeeper. It's a little bit short, but it's going to roll all the way to midfield. Now Lee's trying to get on the attack, but their pass goes out of bounds. Congratulations to the U.S. Women's Olympic Hockey Team for winning the gold medal today, defeating the Canadians 2-1 in overtime in a thrilling game. And I don't know if many of these young women are hockey fans, but you can do a lot worse than emulate a hockey player. There's our throw in. Bad throw. So it's going to go over to Lee. Lee does dress out a lot of girls. They probably have 24, 25 girls there on the squad. Yesterday we had 25. I think we're down a couple today. Of course, we were down a couple yesterday because of cheerleaders being at the basketball tournament. And it's a little violation there. Might be a little ticky-tack, but it's a lot better to call those ticky-tacks early instead of letting them get away with blatant shoves late. So, referee, congratulations for keeping your thumb there. All right, here's the free kick for Lee. And it's going to go tactically and sending it back. I'm not sure that was planned, but Presley Red's going to come up with it. She's got a little room here. Now she's got two girls on her, and she's going to get dispossessed. Meredith Nichols in the middle of the field. Over here to Caroline Murphy, who keeps it in. And a deep throw in for the Chiefs. Mary Lauren Lane. This is her first, a senior, but her first year playing soccer. That's a nice throw in, though. I think she's played somewhere before. Nichols turns and shoots, but can't find the range, and it hits off the side webbing for a goal kick for Clarksdale Lee. And they got one of their fullbacks and the keeper both there, and it looks like they're going to do a one touch to send it out. And there's a shot, and it's going to go in. Caroline Murphy is going to score this one. And the Lady Chiefs have taken a 3-0 lead. Alex Kraft stops that, tries to get it over to Presley Red, but it's intercepted. And that's going to go out on the Lady Chiefs, so a throw in for Lee. And this girl trying to get up the middle, but Meredith Nichols is going to try to send it back. Kraft knocks it down. Meredith Nichols, side of her foot, trying to push it over there to Presley Red. Addison Cooper challenging for it. She's dispossessed. I think we have a foul there on Addison Cooper. Came back and clipped the girl from behind. Presley Red knocks that down. And now Lee trying to make some progress. And they will get a throw in here. Lee probably needs to send a few more girls into the offensive end when they get those offensive throw-ins. They had 5 girls behind the ball that time. And this will be a throw-in for the Lady Chiefs. Abby Lane. One hopper. And it goes out again. Another throw-in. At least we're getting a lot of good throw-in practice here. Actually, I think we had a foul on the field. So Abby Lane will toss it down. Take the free kick. That's a nice one. Headed by a Lee player. And they'll get a throw in just short of midfield. And they'll get a throw in about 20 yards closer now. Three 0 Lady Chiefs. Goals by Maldonado, Nichols, and Murphy. Oh, Presley Red goes down. But I think the foul was called on Presley. So Lee will get a free kick. Too far away to make a wall. In fact, I do not remember a wall having to be made in yesterday's game either. That would be something you'd like to be able to practice in these early games under game conditions. But I don't think you're just going to give people a free kick just so you can practice making a wall. Maldonado is going to chase that one down, but the lead player does a good job of circling around her. And it's going to be a throw in for Lee. Alex Kraft is going to cut that one off. But she's going to be called for a foul. I think she had her hand draped around the other girl's waist, was the situation. Referee might be a little ticky tack, but that is so much better than just letting things go. Presley Red gets knocked down, and he's going to call a foul on that one. And that will be a Lady Chiefs free kick. Abby Lane scoots it along the ground. Lee is going to send it out for a throw in. And we're going to have our substitute come in. And it's going to be Hayden Brown coming in for Cortland Snow, taking the midfield, outside midfield position, right outside midfield. Alex Kraft over to Meredith Nichols, looking for some free room. Hayden Brown's going to get some action. And we are on sides there. Probably shouldn't have been, but Lee's outside fullback was playing near the goal. And Lee on the counteroffensive. It's going to be out of bounds off of Addison Cooper. Throw in for Lee. Pretty good throw in. Gets all the way to the middle of the field. Meredith Nichols is going to lay it off to Hayden Brown, who spots Caroline Murphy. After a misplay, she's got a room for the goal. Is Maldonado onside? I believe she was. I think the flag stayed down. Couldn't quite tell because the linesman was in the corner there. But it is going to be a goal kick for Lee. A short one. Their center fullback brings it up. Looking for a midfielder. Oops, there's a foul on Maldonado. Lee will get a free kick. Presley Red is going to intercept that. Now she veers to the middle. And she's going to be tripped up, but I think that's a clean play because that was a trip up both feet. Both of the players' feet were on the ball. And it was Presley whose momentum sent her to the ground. A couple of substitutes for Lee, the Phillies. Substituting onto their back line. And they are playing what looks like to be a 4-3-3 alignment. Throw in for Lee. Another throw in for Lee. Another throw in for Lee. And if you wonder why there's so many throw-ins in some of the girls' games, is because they don't throw the ball in very deep. So when you watch a boys' game or a men's game or even adult women's game, the throw-ins are getting 15, 20, 25 yards into the field. And here the throw-ins are only 5 to 10 yards into the field. And they're tightly defended. And often, just like now, ends up with another out of touch. And so here's Lee working it down with the throw-ins. They go short on that one. And now they have a girl in the middle with the ball. number 18, trying to send it up to 44. Now she boots it down, and this will be the deepest Lee has gotten the ball into the Chiefs' territory, just at the 18. Throw in for the Lady Chiefs. Substitute coming. Eliza Durden, 34. Will be coming in for Alex Kraft. That is one of our center mids. Abby Lane coming up and knocking that down with the hip. Over to Eliza Durden. But the lead player spins around, and now they try to send it through. Mary Lauren Lane gets a foot on it. Lee's going to retrieve this ball temporarily, and they'll still have possession. Getting a little bit more sustained offense here for Lee. But they send that one out, and it'll be a throw-in for the Lady Chiefs. As we're coming up, still about a minute and a half away from the halfway mark of the first half. Lady Chiefs leading 3-0. Getting all 3 goals within the first 6 minutes. Lee's going to keep this in. And the foul. Looks like Lee's going to get a free kick from around 35 yards out. And just goes straight there. Eliza Durden knocks it down. Hayden Brown gets a foot on it. To Eliza Durden, trying to send it up here to Presley Red, and she does successfully. Maldonado is on sides, and she's going to be able to split the defender, it looks like, and she's going to go straight down unmolested, and she's going to try to take a shot on goal, and she hits a post, and the keeper is able to pick that one up. Really, she should probably have just taken that with her left, even though that's not your preferred foot. Sometimes just a little bit of action in a natural stride is better than a powerful shot when you have to break your stride. Lala Maldonado seems to be a little shaken up there, so she's going to come out. The keeper is going to punt. Takes a hop. Eliza Durden works it down. She's looking for Meredith Nichols. Actually, that's Caroline Murphy, I should say, over here on the right wing. Throw in for the Lady Chiefs. Looks like Avery Lowry came in for Lala Maldonado. Mary Lauren Lane on the throw-in. And it's going to be another Chiefs throw-in. Mary Lauren will stay there. Chiefs are doing a much better job of controlling the zone in this 3-4-3 formation, particularly when using these outside fullbacks to come up and take the deep throw-ins. That gives you that extra player, 2 extra players, into the offensive zone. But this will be a goal kick for Lee. Trying to dribble it straight up the field, but that's going to be cut off. Eliza Durden comes up there, puts a foot on it. She's back on it again. Now looking to Meredith Nichols. To Avery Lowry. Back here to Nichols. Spins. Gets a good foot on it. Somebody needs to go get it. Caroline Murphy will. And this will be a corner kick. And it looks like Meredith Nichols is going to take this corner. We should see 6, maybe 7 offensive players in the box. Looks like we're going to see 6. But the corner kick is offline, never comes onto the field. So that will result in a goal kick for the Colts, or the Phillies, I should say. Hayden Brown's going to get there. She makes a nice play on it. Can she turn the corner? She can get her foot on it. Try and get up there to Meredith Nichols. There's Meredith. She should be able to get a shot here, but she loses control, loses her footing. Booting it bit down there is Mary Lauren Lane. Eliza Durden keeps it in, and Nichols will take a left-footed shot, and she scores. Nichols with her second goal of the day. One right-footed, one left-footed. For some reason, Avery Lowry was trying to challenge before the kickoff. Okay. She's just excited. Lady Chiefs up 4-0 now. Make us a couple of subs here. It's like Meredith Meeks coming in. And Lauren Norrell. 21, Lauren Norrell. Didn't see her yesterday. Eliza Durden, able to get her foot around nicely up there, but Caroline Murphy may not be able to handle that. She does block it with her hip. That's nice. Eliza Durden has done a great job since she's come in, really controlled that midfield. And they need to get a little more space there. Can't make a 6-inch pass. Hayden Brown swings her leg around, gets her foot on it. Murphy finds some free space and nicely done. Finds Avery Lowry. Back here to Caroline Murphy. Clearing out is Clarksdale Lee. They have a little space here for a change. Zoe Campbell gets her foot on it over to Hayden Brown. It's going to send it back to Campbell. It's going to boot it down deep. Looking for Avery Lowry. Coming up there is Norrell. And Lauren takes another shot at it. Goalkeeper is able to make the save. And boots it directionally out to the right. It's going to go out of bounds and a throw in for the Lady Chiefs. That's Abby Lane coming up here for the throw in. And she's going to stick around and send it down to Lowry. And she's run off the ball. Gets by Presley Red. But Addison Cooper is over here. I think she... It looks like it's going to be I've not seen a signal. In fact, the referee is looking at the linesman to what it is. I think it's going to be a corner. One of our girls will have to go over here to take this corner. Lee cannot take the corner for us. There we go. Hayden Brown is not going to go over there, do the honors. And she sends it out forward a little bit. Eliza Durden unable to do much with it. Meredith Meekso comes up quickly and keeps it in, and she's going to get another chance at it. Over here to Caroline Murphy, who spins, gets a little opening. And it's going to be a throw in for the Lady Chiefs. Meredith Meeks. Have a substitute with a couple more coming in. Looks like it's going to be Lala Maldonado. And Cortland Snow. All right, here comes Lee on the near sideline. Looking to get it down there, but Meredith Meeks foils that plan. Caroline Murphy over to Cortland Snow. Going to work it back. Zoe Campbell boots it toward the center. Eliza Durden keeping it in. Presley Red has a little opening here, but she's going to send it back to Addison Cooper, who sends it to Maldonado. Back to Cooper, but it's going to go out and a throw in for the Colts. 4-0, Lady Chiefs. We've seen goals by Maldonado, Murphy, and a brace of goals by Meredith Nichols. Abby Lane again comes up very quickly to keep that ball in. She's done a great job today at that left outside fullback. Whoops, that's got to be a foul. Referee said play on as the Lady Chiefs had the advantage. Back to Presley Red. She's not very big, but she plays with a lot of heart. She's all over it there, really mixing it up. And I think they're going to call a foul on Presley there. I think she, even though we did have the advantage after she was put on the ground, I think she feels a little bit like it should have been called anyway. All right, here is Lee. Nice little free kick there by them. Traveling about 25 yards. And that was a good boot there. Liza Durden deflected. And now Lee has a little opening here. They have a little offensive surge with number 7 taking it down. Playing it back nicely, though, on the back check was Abby Lane, able to foil that plan. But it is going to be a corner kick for Lee. And I would just say I would play short. I would play for the short corner here. I don't know. Maybe this girl has enough leg to get it all the way to the post, but I'm not sure she does. She's also kicking into the wind as we have this wind that's going out of the west pretty strenuously. Now they switched their kicker. Yeah, that's a little short there. But they get a shot. And right on the spot is Lacey Grossman. That was a very solid shot. Their first shot on goal. But Lacey was there. Whoops. This is going to be massive substitutes coming in here. It's like Mary Lauren Lane coming back in. And I've kind of lost track of everybody who came in there. Looks like also Lacey Woods is coming in, number 9. First time we've seen her. She's going to be, looks like the right wing. We'll figure out the rest of them as we go. And that's going to be a throw in for Lee. Haley Hickman is another one of those who had just come in. She's 28 in your program. Alex Kraft now getting the ball, but dispossessed a little bit. Abby Lane, really good spot to keep it in. Looking for Maldonado. Nice play by the Clarksdale Lee defender. All the way back to the keeper. The boot. Cortland Snow bringing that down. Meredith Nichols working hard for it. Throw in for Lee. Lee girl does a good job spinning out of there, has possession, and she's going to be tripped from behind by Meredith Nichols for a free kick. Going down the line is Lee. Mary Lauren Lane is there, though. She sends it back where it came from. Foul called on this one. Free kick for Lee. Approaching 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Lady Chiefs leading 4-0. Zoe Campbell sends that back. You know, Lee's, they're going to send it all the way back to the keeper. No problem there with Lacey Grossman. Her punt takes a one hopper. And Zoe stops that one. Zoe Campbell stops that offensive threat very quickly. Throw in for Lee. Substitute coming in for Lee. And that's going to go over the inline for a corner kick for Lee. Oh, sorry, goal kick. Foul, free kick, as Haley Hickman hit the deck. Abby Lane's going to take this one. She's taken most of them that were on her side of the field. Zoe Campbell's going to step up, put her foot on that one. Abby Lane boots it. Nice play here by Addison Cooper. Getting it up here to Lala Maldonado, who gets her foot on it. Over to Haley Hickman. And Haley Hickman deflects it. And she's got a clear run to the goal. But she can't get good contact on it. And it dribbles up to the keeper for the save. I think she got a little too excited that time. All right, throw in for Lee. Zoe Campbell is there in that threat. Up here to Meredith Nichols. Traveling laterally, but the ball is poked out. Throw in for the Lady Chiefs. Zoe Campbell back toward midfield. Lee sends it right back to our back line. And now poking out here to Cortland Snow. Deflected. Off of Lacey Woods. Throw in for the Phillies. Ooh, that's a very dangerous play. Maldonado's going to intercept it, send it back to Meredith Nichols. Ball's going to end up in the corner. Will it stay in? No. Goal kick. No, it's clearly out. Give them the ball. Or not. Just make them go get it. That's right. So a goal kick for Lee. Coming up into approaching the final minute of the first half. Hayden Brown. Now down the line. It's going to stay in. Zoe Campbell. Tried to play that one back, but got between her feet and it rolls out. So a deep throw in for Lee. Making the safe throw to the middle of the field. Now they're coming over here to this side, just outside the 18. Near the sideline, trying to work it back into the middle is Lee, doing a pretty good job of it. They get swarmed 1-on-3, and finally the Chiefs come up with it. See if they have time. Maldonado is offsides. Do not pass it to her. She's offsides. Partially on the girl who's offsides and partially on the girl who passes it to the girl who's offsides. You have to recognize that situation. So I don't think we're going to get another kickoff here as the time is about to lapse. And that is the end of the first half of play. Thanks for coming in and joining us on Lady Chief Soccer. We're going to take halftime, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Thank you. We are about ready to return to the second half of action. Lady Chiefs were quick to get on the field and take their positions. And now Lee girls are coming out there, and we're about ready to go. The referees are in place. The linesmen look like they are ready, and just waiting for the Lee goalkeeper to go down and take her spot. Lady Chiefs leading 4-0. Goals by Maldonado, Murphy, and 2 by Nichols, accounting for the 4 Chiefs goals. And about ready. There we go. Lee starts it off, and they boot it back down into Chiefs territory. Cortland Snow's over there on the far side, fighting for it. Going to be a throw-in for the Lady Chiefs. Mary Lauren Lane comes up. Nice size throw in there. About 15 yards. And she'll get a chance to do it again. That's another good one. Like her throw-ins. And Murphy kind of squibs it there. Maldonado does a good job to get the ball to the center of the field. And on the back check, Meredith Nichols is able to steal it over to Cortland Snow. A lot of traffic there in the middle of the field. And now Lee is countering. Mary Lauren Lane puts a foot on it. Over to Presley Red. Addison Cooper, nice spin move there on top of the ball, leaving it for Presley Red. But it was contested. And a throw in for Lee. The ball gets to the middle of the field. Alex Kraft sends it over to the opposite side to Caroline Murphy. Ball goes out, throw in for Lee. Really strong wind coming out of the west here. And a really warm day. Enjoy it because I think we're going to have a drop in temperatures for the next few days before it warms up again. But I would say the girls have taken advantage of this respite by having 2 good days of weather here in February. Presley Red with a lot of hustle there, and she's still fighting for it. She's still getting her foot on it. Lee comes around, and they boot it out. And it looks like it's going to be a corner kick. Meredith Nichols. Don't have to hit it real hard. Well, the wind has actually died a little bit now, but the wind that's there is still behind her, going this direction on the corner. Now the flag is almost limp. And that's up a little bit. And Lee is going to come up with it. Mary Lauren Lane steps up to keep it in. The Lee zone, Presley Red. Deft move there. Over to Addison Cooper. Back to Alex Kraft, but it gets intercepted. Abby Lane aggressively coming up. I think she got her foot stepped on. Got to walk that one off. Got to get off the field. May even lay down if you need a sub. Something like that happens. Make the ref blow the whistle if you can't continue. And it's going to be a throw in for Lee. She's trying to walk it off bravely. Lee is going to have another throw in. Presley Red gets in there. And this is going to be deflected, and Maldonado is going to take advantage of it. Now she's going to try to get in toward goal. Centers it, but nobody's there, and it's going to go out for a goal kick for Lee. It must have been deflected because now it is going to be a corner kick into this wind, which is picked up again. Yeah, Abby Lane needs to get off the field. She's favoring that foot very much, and now she had to run 40 yards to get down there. Now she's got to get back to her defensive position. Coming across there is Cortland Snow. Clarksdale Lee has a little offensive gasp here. But it goes out and a throw in. Mary Lauren Lane taking it. And the Lady Chiefs will repeat the throw in. Mary Lauren Lane again. And Lee's going to poke it down deep. Zoe Campbell doing battle there with the Lee player. And they're going to boot it down in. A little backspin on that one. Campbell battling on the far sideline. Now Lee gets the ball, trying to get a shot off. Coming back and retrieving it though. Addison Cooper overran a little bit. And she's going to try to get it through there. Clarksdale Lee is much more aggressive, I've noticed. Meredith Nichols coming back, making a play on it. Much more aggressive here in the second half than they were in the first half. Alex Kraft. And they're doing a good job keeping the ball in. Kraft looked like she strained herself a little bit there, but she's back up. Meredith Nichols trying to get it through to Caroline Murphy, but the ball's going to go out and a throw in for the Lady Chiefs. And throw in for Clarksdale Lee. Making a sub. Up to Maldonado. She's got a little something here. Can she get a shot off? She can, but sends it over the crossbar. So, a goal kick. And that's when you don't need the big shot on. You just need the directional shot. Just a directional touch. And if you can, while you're dribbling, look at the goalkeeper's body language and see which direction she's going and just nudge the ball the opposite direction. She probably will not be able to recover. All right, here is Lee coming out. Doing a good job keeping it in here. Meredith Nichols laying it off to Presley Red. Back to Nichols. And she's going to go over here to the opposite side, but it's going to go over the inline for a goal kick for Lee. Abby Lane is finally going to be coming out here. I don't think she's really walked it off completely after she got stepped on. Taking her spot on the left outside is going to be Carly Ray Casey. Goal kick for Lee. And by the way, maybe you're watching at home, maybe you don't know a lot about the students here that are playing these games, but I will tell you that this is a very fine collection of academic students on this Lady Chiefs team. If they ever change the shootout rules to go with a written test, and that shot by Nichols is just off the top of the keeper's fingers and then bounce back to her, close to her third goal. But I'm pretty sure that this Lady Chiefs soccer team could win any written test against any team that we play. Lala Maldonado is going to pick that one up. Zoe Campbell rushes in there, but overruns it a little bit. Clarksville Lee is going to try to send the ball out, but it does go out of bounds and a throw in. Throw in for the Lady Chiefs. Inadvertently taken. And the Lady Chiefs will have another one just inside midfield. Mary Lauren Lane. You know, I mentioned she has probably the longest throw in on the team, and I don't think she's really even stretching it right now. I think she probably have another 10 yards in her. After a substitute here. Abby Lane is going to come back out. She's walking a lot better now. And that's going to go off of Lee and a corner kick now for the Lady Chiefs. Toward the center of the goal. Taking a shot at it is Alex Kraft, but it's going to go a little bit wide off of that left-footed effort. So a goal kick for Lee. No score here in the second half of play. Lady Chiefs holding that 4-0 lead that we had in halftime. Pressuring there is Meredith Nichols. Ball comes out to Caroline Murphy, and she's just a little bit wide, going for the far corner, which is where she should have gone. High far corner. Just pulled it a little bit wide. Short goal kick again. Now they send it up toward the middle of the field. Alex Kraft to Meredith Nichols. That's Hayden Brown. Nichols on the quick shot. drags it on the ground, but the keeper is able to scoot over and make the save on that. Hayden Brown knocks that down to Alex Kraft. Presley Red battling for it. Alex Kraft does get it over to Caroline Murphy. Now up to Nichols, and Nichols has got a clear shot, and she finishes it. Top shelf. Goal, Lady Chiefs. And that will be the third goal of the day for Meredith Nichols off of the assist of Hayden Brown. The Lady Chiefs have taken the 5-0 lead. Nice to see a goal scorer who finishes when she gets a chance. Alex Kraft over here to Presley Red. Back to Alex Kraft. Trying to get it to Hayden Brown, but he didn't quite have enough legs to get there. But going out of bounds, it'll be a throw-in for the Lady Chiefs as we make a substitution. It looks like Eliza Durden will be coming in for Meredith Nichols. Eliza played quite well in the first half. She did a great job keeping the ball active in the offensive area as she's playing the center mid position. Hayden Brown take the free kick here. It's a good boot. Going toward the goal. Maldonado stops it. She was onside. Durden is battling for it. Presley Red takes a shot. And the keeper is going to be able to slide across and make the save. That punt is low. Hayden Brown's going to stop it. Rolls up the leg of the Lee player. Addison Cooper does a good job. She's got some options here. Tries to go straight through. She gets through that player. She still's got some options. And she's going to be taken down. And this will be, and she's on the ground. Looks like she's trying to stretch out her legs. Like maybe she got a little cramp there, and they're going to substitute her out. It will be a free kick here for the Lady Chiefs from 27 out. Hayden Brown's going to take this, and she does have the distance to get there. And Lee is not making a wall, and she's going to take it. And she scores. Does she score? No, I think it went over the bar. It went over the bar, that's right. I thought it went into the net. All right, so we have a corner kick here. And Hayden Brown's going to take this one. Right into the middle of the box. Nobody can get a good foot on it. Alex Kraft, though, is able to keep it in. Eliza Durden turns and spin, but her shot is blocked. Nice job, Mary Lauren Lane, keeping it in. This is a Mary Lauren Lane I know played down in Mobile, but I wasn't in Mobile. And so this is the first time I've seen her play. She was cheering yesterday, and she's done a great job over there on the right outside fullback. Cortland Snow. Lala Maldonado cuts left. Trying to get the ball again. Keeping it in. Alex Kraft, Maldonado. She couldn't quite get turned for a shot. Throw in for the Lady Chiefs. A couple of subs coming. Looks like Meredith Meeks coming in at fullback. You could not tell who. We'll find out who that is later. Coming up playing, I think she came in for Caroline Murphy. Save made by the keeper. Alex Kraft keeping it in over to Hayden Brown. Zoe Campbell, been very solid there at center fullback. It's going to be a free kick for the Lady Chiefs. Emily Ayers hits the ground. Hayden Brown will take this. This is a little bit outside of her range. And Maldonado can't quite keep that one in. So a goal kick for Lee. Hayden Brown, she's got an opening. She can shoot from there, and she will. Pulls it just wide. Goal kick for Lee. Hayden Brown now coming off the field. She's played well today. And Lee is going to make 3 subs themselves, but they're going to have to probably re-kick this goal kick. They do, as their subs are midway. Maldonado comes over, but the best she can do is send it out for a Lee throw-in. Alex Crafts get tangled up, but she came up with the ball. Lee's going to send it out. Now they're on the attack with a 4-on-3. Mayor Lauren Lane, though, right there solid on the spot. Alex Kraft. Here's Peyton Bright. She had just entered the game. Presley Red. Peyton Bright will get a chance here again. Sending it to the middle, and somebody's there. It's Eliza Durden. She just overran it a little bit. Or else she would have had a good opportunity. Throw in for the Lady Chiefs on the far side. Now 3 more subs. Getting more girls in. Getting them some experience. Their game conditions. Meredith Nichols, one of those coming back in. As well as Avery Lowry. She did play some in the first half. And Caitlin Weeks coming in. There's the goal kick. Deflected. Keeper will get there. Nicely done by Peyton Bright. She comes through, but the lead player comes through and sends it back. Mary Lauren Lane. Zoe Campbell with a big boot, sending it right back over here to Peyton Bright. To Meredith Nichols, looking for the right wing. And Lee has done a much better job here in the second half of playing the ball in the air, cutting down angles than they did in the first half. So I think they've learned something about themselves here in the course of the game as well. Meredith Meeks rushing up. Zoe Campbell does get the ball out to Peyton Bright. Middle of the field to Meredith Nichols. Going to take a long stab at it. Rolls into the goalie's hands. Mary Lauren Lane's clearance is blocked. And here comes Lee. A 3-on-3. Mary Lauren Lane able to get her foot on it first. Throw in for Lee. Three more subs coming in. Let's see if we haven't really subbed out of the back line. Looks like we will now as Zoe Campbell will come in. Or come off, I should say, as will Mary Lauren Lane. Presley Red, in fact, is moving over to center fullback. Probably to close this game out. And I think that is Cortland Snow on the right fullback. Meredith Meeks remains on the left fullback. There's Cortland Snow over there battling for it on the opposite side. Punches it back to Presley Red, who's going to send it up. Coming in and getting it. Meredith Nichols. She's got a lot of green, a lot of space here. She's now coming back in toward the goal. She sends a bullet, and it goes underneath the keeper's legs for a goal for the Lady Chiefs. That is the fourth goal for Meredith Nichols today. And Chiefs expand their lead to 6-0. And Lee will kick it off. Now, the girl needs to be back on her side of the field. But, okay. It's late, so just let it go. It's Avery Lowry doing battle there, along with Caitlin Weeks on the front line. Throw in for the Lady Chiefs. Meredith Meeks will pick this up. Throw in on the opposite side for the Lady Chiefs. Lee will sub out 3 more as we're approaching 10 minutes remaining. Lady Chiefs led 4-0 at the half. Have added 2 more here in the second half. Presley Red's clearance is blocked, and that is blocked back toward the keeper. This could be difficult, but Cortland Snow doesn't panic, and she's able to boot that off of the Lee player for a throw-in. Cortland Snow again, lining it up, and she's going to try to clear it, and she does, partially to Avery Lowry. Looking for Lauren Jeton over on the sideline, but it went out. Illegal throw. Foot came off the ground. So now the Lady Chiefs will execute the throw-in. I notice out of this 3-4-4, 3-4-3, that consistently our outside fullback comes up and takes these throws, which is not just because they want to, but because that is the game plan. And it does give an advantage as far as numbers when you can do that, leaving just 2 back. And that's, if you watch the high-level soccer or football, that's what they do. The outside fullbacks are always attacking players, trying to add that extra number into the attacking end. Cortland Snow trying to get turned. And it's going to be a foul on the Chiefs, so a free kick for Lee. I think only 4 of our players know. Now a 5th one knows that Lee's going to get a free kick. Of course, not too many of the Lee players know that they get a free kick either, so it's all fair. There it is. Deflected. Presley Red going to be able to send that upfield. Lee's going to try to keep it in. Meredith Nichols comes back. Trying to send that one through. It's going to be a throw-in for Lee. The Phillies. That throw didn't get through. In fact, it's off of Lee, so a throw in for the Lady Chiefs. Cortland Snow comes up and takes it. Finally pops out. Lee trying to attack, but Cortland Snow been very consistent over there since she's come in. Keeps that from going through. Lee's throw in. Down the line. Should come back the other way. It does. To the Lady Chiefs. Throw in for Lee. That ground's been getting a workout over there on that side. Down the line. Meredith Nichols comes back to help, but it goes off of Cortland Snow. So another throw in for Lee as we're approaching the 5-minute mark left in this game. Lee will get another throw in. The Lee coach showing off his juggling. Sending it down to Haley Hickman. Middle of the field, Avery Lowry. We have an offsides. And the ball has disappeared. There it is. It's coming back. It's making a comeback. About 4 minutes to go here. Referee has shown them where to put the ball. And with so little time left, one of your goals here is, other than not to get anyone injured, is to preserve the shutout. Peyton Bright spinning but can't quite keep it in. Throw in for Lee. Have an illegal throw with the foot off the ground. Massive substitutes coming in for the Lady Chiefs. Carly Ray Casey is going to be throwing this in. And she was looking for Lauren Norrell. Couldn't quite get it. Carly Ray Casey to Haley Hickman. Got a little opening there. Hayden Brown is deflected. 2.5 minutes to go in this game. Stepping up, Presley Red. Hayden Brown. Avery Lowry. Taking that shot. Actually, that was Zoe Campbell. And now playing, getting a chance to playing in the front. And that's Caitlin Weeks over there playing the outside fullback position. Nice job there by Presley Red, making the stop. Presley Red comes up, puts her foot on it again. Presley Red back making the defensive play. She's everywhere. Hayden Brown trying to get through there. Lee wants to keep it in. Wants to get one last scoring chance. Carly Ray got smashed in the face or throat with the ball. But she's all right. Like maybe in the ribs. But she's fine. One more throw in before this game is over with 40 seconds to go. Be a Chiefs throw in. Caitlin Weeks going to come all the way over here and take it. Why not? Oh, that's a nice long throw in. Takes a hop. Zoe Campbell looking to get a shot on goal. Hayden Brown punches it toward the keeper, who's going to make the save. Ten seconds to go in this game. Lady Chiefs are going to win this game 6-0. So well played game by the Lady Chiefs. And a lot of action seen up and down the roster. So nothing but positives here as the Lady Chiefs defeat the Phillies from Lee Academy. Thank you for tuning in and appreciate you watching Lady Chiefs soccer. Have a good evening.